The game winner here, Malik Beasley, in the final minute, puts Minnesota up by 1. 3 chances for the Knicks to take the lead. They're unable to do it. R.J. Barrett a turnover, Randle a miss, and then Barrett a miss at the buzzer. And the Knicks lose a tough one, 102-101. Back in our Delta MSG studios, Bill Peter along with Alan Hahn. Monica McNutt joins us from her home studio. Alan, it's not that necessarily Minnesota is the worst team in the league. I think it's more the fact that the Knicks had an 18-point lead in the second quarter and a 13-point lead in the fourth quarter, and were unable to win the game.
Yeah, it's finished the job, and it's just almost a repeat of the game that was here at the Garden where Minnesota almost stole that one. Here they turn around. They did steal this one at home, and really the Knicks only have to look to just a couple of plays or lack of execution. 18 turnovers and giving up 22 points off those turnovers, and a lot of sloppy play, a lot of subpar play at the guard position, including Elfrid Payton, including Alec Burks, who was filling in with no Derrick Rose tonight, playing the point as well, with just some really bad turnovers. And really a key one that started everything was Alec Burks with a really terrible pass that was easily picked off by Edwards, took it down the other way. And R.J. Barrett, for some reason, a soft foul for an N1. You're up 10, now you give up an N1, so now it's 7, and there's some momentum going the other way. It's just little plays like that that just show you, as we think about how far the Knicks have come, it's a game like this, an execution down the stretch like this that reminds you, Monica, of just how far they still have to go. Had chances to put this game away even late after all the mistakes. And Julius Randle with 3 good looks, 3 clean looks, and missed every single one of them. And Barrett with the turnover off the leg. So a very frustrating night, no doubt. But it's just another reminder of this team still has a long way to go.
Definitely, and you guys have heard me use the phrase mistake response too. That sequence that you just talked about, Han, stood out to me as well. But I believe, if not immediately following, but shortly thereafter, there was a Knicks turnover. Then that Karl Anthony Towns came down with some energy and scored. And so you started to see the snowball, as opposed to grasping the initial mistake, which was the lazy pass and the turnover. The Timberwolves, rightfully so, at home, allowed themselves to find some momentum. Now, if anything, you applaud still being in position at the end of the game, although Julius missed a decent look, actually. You're still there. So you got to figure out a way to corral that offensive rebound, finish, get to the free throw line, something. And I think Taj Gibson may have wanted a call. But we all know you can't put the game in the hands of the officials at the end of a ball game.
All right, guys, let's take everyone through the fourth quarter. Alan,
We
the
have
Knicks
to.
were up 11 after 3. They were up by 13. And as it was, Minnesota outscored the Knicks in the fourth quarter 32-20.
There's a beautiful feed right here from R.J. Barrett, who is having a terrific game up to the fourth quarter as Taj Gibson finishes strong. And there's the steal. I'm talking about, watch the foul. I mean, just wrap them up, something, or don't do anything, but not that kind of a foul. Edwards, again, look at this. It's Elfrid Payton. I mean, you got to be a little more intense at that point. It is the fourth quarter. Give up an easy 2 and the momentum. It's 94-90 now at that point. Now, Julius Randle hit a couple of shots to keep it at 4, but then he started missing shots, and here's the key play right here. Edwards, who I gave him a lot of grief in the pregame, talking about how he's not making winning plays, not a winning player. In this game, he was. Shot a high percentage and made winning plays. Taj Gibson gets thrown off to the side there by Towns. No call is going to be made there. The Knicks still get a chance. Don't know if I like this possession either. We're going to go step back. But there's the miss. There was 5 seconds left on that inbound. You'd probably rather see the ball in Julius Randle's hands, but it's R.J. Barrett who does take the shot, and R.J. Barrett who takes, against the bigger player, tried to do a step back late in the game. He's usually going to miss short on that. Frustrating finish this game. A lot of mistakes, very sloppy game, and I'm sure Tom Thibodeau will be less than pleased as he's watching the film on this one.
I think we have a new phrase from the coach. No lead is safe. I mean, that
three-point
the
shot.
magic is in the work. I'm partial to good players. And Monica, the takeaway tonight, no lead is safe.
No lead is safe. And this is the National Basketball Association, though. Even though this team is at the bottom of the standings in the Western Conference, they're still made of professionals. I also would like to point out, a little bit jovially, but sort of serious, I blame Alan Hahn. Do not put this on me. Alan talked about Anthony Edwards not being worthy of being in Rookie of the Year contention, and he absolutely heard them. So this is not on me, Pito. Don't even try it.
Edwards went for 14 in the fourth quarter. Now, on the MSG Networks Pick-em app, one of the questions was how many points for R.J. Barrett. Barrett finished with 23. Alan predicted 21. Monica, you predicted 24, but you are over. So Han is the winner. Hopefully you did well at home as well. But the rule...
He needed 25.
Right. The rule is, Monica, I think you can't go over. Is that a fair rule? Like the Price is Right or not?
Oh. I don't like it. I think I was closer. I mean, he was 1 point within my score and 2 points within Han's score. I win. I think this is backwards.
All right. Anyway, Barrett
Fine.
had 21 through the first three quarters, only 2 in quarter number 4, and the Knicks ended up losing by 1. Let's take a look at some of the other things that happened here. As Julius Randle not able to come through down the stretch. And if you hear, we have a little PA behind us.
Oh, I see. Attention, please.
Randle had 26 in the game.
Yes, Julius Randle got himself back going offensively, which was really good to see after a couple of games after the thigh injury, and then had some issues against Bam Adebayo against Miami. But what I like here is that you see him getting back to in his bag, as they say, right, Monica? As he was getting to his spots,
yes,
getting the shots that he wanted, looking more in rhythm like we remember seeing him for most of this season. And then late, like I said, late he knocked down a couple of shots to hold it at 4, but then missed a few late that were clean looks, just didn't go down. Julius Randle finishes with a really nice box score, 26, 12, and 6 assists is what we've been seeing from him all year, the 20-10-5 stuff. But, you know, again, it's the 2 most important players on the team, your leading players, Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, and both of them down the stretch didn't get it done.
The thing about Randle, though, he does look healthy. Maybe
Yeah,
the other
that's
night,
what I was worried about.
He
and it was
slowed
good to
down
see.
with the contused thigh, but he looked.
Yeah.
He may not necessarily come through there down the stretch, but he was moving pretty well.
Yeah. He looked like I said, right, Monica? Am I using it correctly? He got back into his bag. Did I say that right?
Yeah, that's too many placement, too many words. In his bag. He was just in his bag.
Back in his bag.
No, just back in his bag. There you go. Perfect. Nailed it.
All right, Monica, Alan's prohibited from talking about Anthony Edwards, so we're going to give you the highlights of what turned out to be a 24-point game. Also made the key assist.
I stand by what I said.
And Monica, 14 of his 24 came in the fourth quarter.
I mean, he responded when the moment required him to respond the most. And I just think, and not to make light of the rookie experience, but he legit had youthful energy. That play where he picked the ball up, this play right here, he picks the ball from Alfred Payton. Like, that's not a typical NBA player play. We're all kind of moseying around to reset. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, how many times do you see an NBA point guard just dribble backwards without, like, knowing where the defense... Oh, my goodness. Go ahead, Monica. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like, it just... I mean, and I think he could feel the moment. You could clearly see him getting into momentum. You know, without fans, you can hear a little hooting and hollering. And the T-Wolves were just rolling. But I will say, this was the sort of display that helps us understand why he was the first draft pick in the league. And I know that he's not put up these efficient numbers in moments where his team needs him most consistently. But the kid's future, or the young man's future, excuse me, is super bright.
He's going to be Rookie of the Year, Alan. I'm sorry. I don't know how you're going to give it to LaMelo Ball when he's missing all this time with the wrist problem.
It's not about that. It was about, and look, tonight's game notwithstanding. If you watch him play, and actually early in the game too, you saw a lot of transition baskets by the Knicks. R.J. Barrett was really they were the matchup, and R.J. Barrett was taking advantage of the fact that Edwards never really ran back hard on defense, never did. Now later in the game, he started picking it up. Maybe you credit some coaching there, but look at his numbers. I'm telling you, very inefficient, but tonight he was efficient and he played winning basketball.